When it comes to toxic elimination from the human body, the liver and kidney plays a vital role. Your health is your wealth and therefore needs to be kept in constant check. Dr. Soliman Clinic and Labs offers you the opportunity to find out about your liver and kidney today. With us, you will have a free liver scan and hepatitis B test by ELISA just at 5,000 francs CFA. Find out the state of your kidney. With us, we offer free kidney scan, and if your creatinine is above 1.5, we have the solution. In addition to that, we also offer free medical consultation and free body scan. We are located in 2 cities. In Boya, we are located at Mile 18 Bomaka. In Douala, you can find us at Bonaberry, precisely at Entrepilot. You can also reach us through the telephone number 694-940172. Your health is at the right place with Dr. Soliman.
Welcome back. This is Dr. Soliman again, and now we're going to discuss another new case. A young lady. If Mr. Johnson can please play the next video for that lady with the white mask.
Good. And we have mild abdominal ascites. And then when we send her to the lab, we find out in the full blood count that we have leukocytosis, which is the cells responsible, the white blood cells responsible for fighting bacterial infection. We find lymphocytosis, so we must send her for a stool examination to see if there is any parasitic infection. We find monocytosis, which is a clear sign for the possibility of malaria. Then when we did the urine analysis, we see Cas cells, and we also see a lot of protein in the urine, which is a very strong sign that there is nephrosis, nephritis, and possibility of pyelonephritis is big. So, but the good news is the creatinine is within normal value, so we're going to commence with the treatment, and inshallah she'll recover. So the hard problem is the leg edema all the times.
This is the video for the conclusion, but anyway, let me tell you what this lady suffers from. The lady came in with swollen legs. She's a young lady. Swollen leg both sides. When it's both sides, so we actually think of something systemic, something there is a problem. You know, the possibilities here in this case, somebody, young lady like this with a swollen feet, I don't think it's the heart. Because the problem actually when we have a swollen feet, it could be the heart, it could be the liver, it could be the kidneys. One of those three, something is wrong. And we need to evaluate carefully to put our fingers on the cause. Where is the problem and what is happening? And then we can easily, treat. So now, we look at the heart, and it is not cardiogenic. Cardiogenic meaning the heart is the cause. It is not the heart. So we remain with liver and we remain with kidney. What is the association here? We have discussed this before in cases of hepatitis. The main function of the liver is to produce a heavy protein, a bigger molecule protein called albumin. So the whole thing is about the albumin. So the albumin could be underproduced, meaning producing less from the liver, or over-secreted or excreted from the kidneys, because the kidney is just like a shifter. Shifter has holes. Those holes can only allow smaller molecules to pass, but bigger molecules should not be able to pass. But when I have a problem in the kidney and the kidney becomes infected and inflamed, inflamed things become more leaky. When things get inflamed, they become more leaky. So now the kidney get inflamed for one infection or another, and it became more leaky, and now the albumin that is produced by the liver making its way to the urine. So in simple English, we're saying we are losing albumin. And guess what? When we measure albumin for this lady was 2.6. It's supposed to be 3.8. So we're missing some albumin, and that is the reason there is a swelling. there is also a small amount of fluids in the pelvis, in the abdomen, around the kidneys, a small amount of fluids there. Why? Because albumin is the substance that makes the water in the blood stay inside the vessel, cannot leave. So as long as I have enough albumin, which is the 3.8 grams in each liter, then I'm okay. If I don't have this amount, then the substance that is responsible for holding this water inside the blood so it doesn't leave the blood is no longer there. As a result, the fluids, the clear fluid, the water, the plasma will easily diffuse out of the vessels to the nearby cavities. So if I have the abdomen as a big cavity, what happened? Then all this fluid from the blood leave the blood, goes to the abdomen, and we have what is called ascites. Ascites mean we have fluids inside the abdomen. By the same token, the legs as well, though the fluid will leave the blood vessels and go to the nearby tissues, causing what is called edema or swelling. And that is what we have. So the main cause now is what? Is reduced albumin. So the cause would be, in this case then, is either we have a defective production or a defective excretion. There is some way we are leaking albumin out of this lady. So by the scenario we have in our hand, it looks like the kidney is the problem. So in order for us to stop this leakage, we must fix the kidney first, and then if there is albumin needed to be given, we will give some albumin. Or if the liver is good, we'll just wait for the liver to make up the deficiency in albumin for me. And that will solve the case for us. That is the end of the case. That might take a bit of time. We have to treat the infection, reduce the inflammation, fix the kidney so there is no more leakage. And if we're in a rush, we can add some albumin. And in this case, no more fluids will ooze out. No more ascites, no more swelling of the leg. That's a time process, but if it's severe enough, will require faster intervention to do all at the same time. So this is an example of a bad kidney leaking albumin causing swelling legs. By the same token, we have discussed before, if we have a bad liver because of hepatitis, we will get to the same conclusion. But in this case, not because we have bad production, bad excretion, but we have bad production. So the liver is the organ responsible for reducing albumin. So if we lose the liver function, we'll definitely end up with ascites, and it's very difficult to replace the albumin. It is very expensive, very costly. So what is the advice here? Why would you have to go through all this complication if you can avoid hepatitis or anything that leads to hepatitis? Remember, hepatitis is not only by hepatitis B. It's not only by viral hepatitis. Hepatitis also can be because of alcohol. Yes, alcohol can cause hepatitis as well. So for those who really take a lot of amounts of alcohol, even a small amount can lead to moderate amount, can lead to bigger amounts. Stop before it's too late. Stop alcohol before it's too late, because alcohol can cause hepatitis as well. Viral hepatitis, hepatitis B, get it checked as soon as possible. And when you are hepatitis B S antigen positive, I would rather you take the treatment. Do not tell me there is an inactive virus that is not going to harm you now. We explained this scenario before, and we said the virus only know one thing in life, which is replicate. Go to one cell, which is the building unit of the liver cell, go inside the cell, take over the genetic control, multiply by thousands, burst the cell, more viruses infect more cells, and the process continues. The only thing that is beneficial, that works in your benefit now, is the regeneration capacity of the liver. The liver as well have very high regenerative capacity. Regenerative means it can make new cells as the old cells die off. But this is when you're young, when you have good immune system. If the regeneration capacity wins, you are okay. Your liver will remain okay. But if the virus wins and all the cells go boom, explode, and become a scar, you're going to now go to a stage called cirrhotic liver. And cirrhotic liver is like a scar, it's like a bunch of scars there. So you cannot really make anything because the cells are empty. It has been eaten up by the virus. So you got no liver left. And this is when things go bad. Go bad meaning, you know, you have the ascites, you have bleeding from the esophagus, you have bleeding from the rectum, you're not making clotting factors, you bleed all the times, plus the portal hypertension is so high, when it meets the systemic circulation, you know, at the points, at the weak points, like the rectum, like the umbilicus, like the esophagus, all of those start to blow up. You need ligation every now and then. I mean, and when this liver fails, believe me, it doesn't fail by itself. It sometimes takes the lungs with it. We call hepatopulmonary failure. Sometimes we take the kidney with it. We call it hepatic renal failure. Sometimes it takes both. So hepatic pulmonary renal failure. So multi-organ failure. When the liver fails, everything else fails. And that will be the end of your life. So it's much easier to do simple test. Do I have hepatitis? Take the treatment. What is the function of the treatment? Well, the function of the treatment, according to all the studies that has been made, is delay going into cirrhosis by at least 20 years. When we have liver hepatitis today, it is silent. You feel nothing. Everything is good. And for you, as long as it doesn't pain, who cares? Why would I spend? Why would I get treated? For what? I'm doing fine now. But 15 to 20 years down the line, when you have cirrhosis, and there is no reverse, then you will say, I wish I have done it. And I don't want you to wait till you say, I wish I have done it.